All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakar Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings be unto the hopeful elect, pushing his truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe, in the sincere hopes of being delivered in these last days. All right. Now, as you can see here, I have a series of articles going into predominantly, KFC over in Australia going completely cashless, according to certain reports that I've been reading. And this transition has caused, much controversy and online debate as to, what the future of cash, really is. All right. Because as we know, there's an agenda to get rid of all, physical and tangible cash in the system and have a completely electronic, digital system, manifested upon the earth that eventually, all right, in the very near future is going to be the component, all right, that's going to drive, the MOTB, all right, the Revelations 13 and 16, all right, and that's why we have the emergence and the pushing of these central bank digital currencies, all right, so on and so forth, all right. So everything is leading to that major climax of having a cashless society and having that digital chip impaled in your body, okay. That's what it's all heading to. And all of these reports, concerning, this company going cashless, this restaurant going cashless, so on and so forth. This is, the gradualism that's heading to, like I said, that main climax, all right? Because when you really, think about, these fast food joints, that are laced with chemicals that people are pretty much addicted to, they will cast away their integrity just for the ability, to buy, KFC, just for the ability to buy, McDonald's, so on and so forth. All right. So in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to taking that CHIP, a lot of people are going to do it based upon their attachment that they have, to the things that Esau has to offer on his grid. All right. I talk about that a lot, the grid, because without that MOTB, eventually you're not going to be able to shop on Esau's grid. You're not going to be able to function on Esau's grid or take part in anything that he has to offer. And that includes fast food, which again, we must highlight that people are addicted to these fast food joints. Okay. So no one's going to want to be locked out on that kind of level where you're not going to be able to buy fast food. All right. Which again is laced with chemicals and has these people addicted, to the taste. All right. So, the wicked elites, they know what they're doing. All right. They know what they're doing, with all of this, with all of these, articles and, the gradualism of, shutting each shop down and monitoring how the people respond. It's all by design. Okay. Now, which one was I reading? I was reading a few excerpts from this particular article. Now it says here, KFC's cashless move in NSW restaurants sparks controversy. Now let me scroll down. It says a cashless KFC branch in Morissette has sparked debate amid customers, fear of a world without cash. All right. And that's where it's heading, a world without physical and tangible cash. But it's not only, KFC in the state to go cashless. At least two other restaurants in Lake Haven have and North Wyong, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, now also only accept card payments in a move that has divided the internet. Outside the Morissette restaurant on the southwest of Lake Macquarie, a large sign reads, "This restaurant is cashless. We accept card only. Thank you." And what people don't understand, is how serious, these things actually are, because when it gets to the point where, all of these companies change their policy, because that's all they have to do is change their, personal and private, policy within their company. And, lawfully they have to warn the customer either by, a sign, at the checkout, or a sign outside the building saying that they only accept, card and electronic payment. That's all they have to do. And then they're able to do that. All right. This doesn't have to be, too much of a deep thing where they got to pass it, through law, so on and so forth. All they got to do is change their policy. And what proves that is, the time of, the C19. All right. Everywhere you went, no one was accepting cash, but they had a little sign, at the till point or outside the store telling you that they no longer accept physical and tangible cash. Or some stores said that you had to have, that the exact amount, all right, in physical and tangible cash, and only then will they accept the cash. Some stores done that, which they didn't even have to do that, but it just shows you the power that they have. Okay, so they control how you spend your money, all right, and they've already shown you that. So it says, but it's not the only KFC in the state to go cashless. At least two other restaurants in Lake Haven and North Wyong now also only accept card payments in a move that has divided the internet. Now, there was another bit I wanted to read. It says, it was shared last week to a Facebook group with 250,000 strong following by a Sydney man with the caption, "This was interesting to see. I thought this wouldn't be allowed and that cash would be accepted everywhere," he wrote. "How long do you think it will be before all shops and everything in between stop cash transactions?" Exactly. Because that's where it's heading, all right? It's heading to a point where all business is going to stop trading and functioning with cash. I mean, if you got cashless banks, then that's all you really need to know. Okay, it's solidified. It's a done deal. From time banks are not even storing cash and holding cash, all right, then you know it's over. Okay, the system is already here. It's not a factor of when it's going to happen. It has already happened. Okay, we're already living in it. All right, the large part of this beast system has already been accomplished, man. All right, so for sure we are in the end of the end. Okay. Now, let me get a scripture right quick. This is Psalms chapter 94 and verse 20. And it reads, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law?" All right, by a law. And in NLT it says, "Can unjust leaders claim that God is on their side? Leaders whose decrees permit injustice." All right, so that's exactly what we're witnessing, these decrees that permit, all right, and that promote injustice, okay? These policies, all right, these laws that are going to be passed eventually, that's going to facilitate and have function, this whole beast system, okay? And Esau has the power to do that because the Lord has given him the power to actually do these things for the sake of prophecy, because these things must be fulfilled. Okay? So again, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?" All right, now, like I said, all of these companies, all they have to do is change their policy, notify you of it, either at the kiosk or outside the store, and that's what it is. Okay? And, there's going to be certain things that, Esau will pass, lawfully. And when that gets passed, it will get passed with ease. All right. Because this is the New World Order agenda. Okay. Like when they, mandated the C19 for particular, people that worked in particular industries, they made it, a thing where they mandated it, where you had to get it. Okay. And then, you had many people compromise because of that pressure that was put on them. All right. So they're able to do these things. It's in the power of their hand, as it tells us in the Holy Scriptures, man. Okay. Now let me get, Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. And it reads, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed." All right. So these are unrighteous decrees. All right. And as it says in the NLT, these are unfair laws. Okay. And that's what Esau is pushing. He's pushing these unrighteous decrees. All right. He's pushing it, and he's going all out. All right. Because he wants to go, full force with this New World Order agenda. Okay. As it tells us in Revelations 12 and 12, he shall come down with great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. All right. Time is running out. All right. So you're going to see more and more things change in society. You're going to see, more and more how the system, all right, of the powers that be, of the wicked elite of Esau Edom, get more draconian with their ways. All right, to push these harsh laws and these harsh procedures to force you into that, the molding of the beast system. Okay. Now it says, a debate quickly erupted between the pro-cash community and those who, however nostalgic, prefer a convenience-driven digital age, or the potential for a cashless store to solve safety concerns in store. I think people should first fight back so we don't lose cash, one commenter wrote. They can't refuse legal currency, another said, quoting a common fallacy that contradicts the Australian Consumer and Competition Commission advice, which again, they can. All right, if they need to get things done, if they need to get laws passed and policy and legislation passed and so on and so forth to make these things happen, it will happen. All right, first and foremost, it's going to happen because it's biblical prophecy, and second of all, because they control the law. All right, so they can do that. All right, they have the power to do that. It's Esau's kingdom. All right, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judges thereof. All right, Esau is in control. It says businesses can choose which payment types they accept. It is legal for a business not to accept cash. Exactly. All right. So they have the power to do that. So again, it just shows you how easy it is. You go to you go to do your shopping, and you could have your whole trolley full of goods, and then you could get to that checkout. If you never saw the sign, you're going to have to put all that stuff back. All right. If you don't have, physical, tangible cash on you, man. They can just deny you. They can say, well, we don't accept that method of payment. Simple as. All right. You even have, particular companies. You might work for a particular company. They might give you like a company vehicle. And then they'll give you like a card, all right, to fuel that vehicle. Now, certain petrol stations, they might not accept that card. So they can deny you, all right? They might not have the infrastructure or the system for you to actually pay with that card. So then they have the right to deny you that card. Okay? There's even viral videos out here in the UK where you have particular men going into petrol stations, and they're trying to pay for their petrol using £100 coin. I believe it's £100 coin. Yeah, there's £100 coin that you can get from the Royal Mint. Now, because not many people know about it, no one accepts the coin, even though it is actually legal tender. So anywhere, this particular man goes, he tries to pay with this £100 coin, and they keep denying his payment, even though it's legal tender. Okay, and there's nothing that you can do about that, man. All right, so it's up to a business, all right, on whatever currency they want to accept. And I always talk about this in regards to the Oyster card. Over 10 years ago, that Oyster card, which is basically how you get around in London, all right, it's a card that you top up, and it allows you to take the bus or take the train. Now, I remember when it first came out, I never had an Oyster card, all right? But that day that it came out, I went to try and get the bus, and I was denied, all right? I had the money to get on the bus, but the guy said, look, I can't accept that money no more, all right? Because now we've switched over to the Oyster card system. And I had to get off the bus. I had to go buy an Oyster card at the shop. I think at the time it was like £5, if I remember correctly. I had to go buy that Oyster card, and I had to top up the Oyster card as well, and then I was able to get on the bus. And then later on, they made it to where you could actually pay with your debit card on the bus and on the train, so on and so forth. But in the beginning, it was only via Oyster card, all right? In London, specifically, because there's still places in the UK where you don't need an Oyster card. That's really just for London, all right? So it just shows you how things can change overnight, So that's all I really wanted to cover, in this particular video. So Lord willing, it has been edifying. And until the next time, I'll say shalom.